Welcome back to the Airfix 1/72nd scale Mig-17 build. In the previous part of the video we looked at painting the wheel hubs, Soviet wheel hub green. Due to the size and scale of the model, the hubs are quite small, and the easiest way of painting these is to create masks. So just off camera I've created some masks just to mask off the centre of the wheels and the main gear. So with this we're using a 5mm punch and some Tamiya masking tape, which has just been put onto a cutting mat. Quick tap with a hammer produces the mask, which can then be just overlaid on the kit part, on the hub of the wheel. Like so. So we just do the inner side. As such. So that's the main gear done. Now the problem, as we discussed with the nose gear wheel, is the fact that it's moulded integrally with the undercarriage leg. So this needs a little bit of thought, so we need to cut out a wedge shape of the appropriate sized punch. So looking at this, probably a 3mm would be the correct diameter. So we shall just check this for size, which does look okay. And I'm just going to cut a segment out of this mask. So, and then we can just trim off these flyaway bits. So we're going to cut a section out from the centre. And just offer it to the model. And just work it round into the hub shape to complete. There we go. These are now ready for their respective colours of paint, which is going to be Guns Tyre Black. So as I said in the previous video, with terms of health and safety, please take the necessary precautions. So there we go. That's one. So unfortunately we covered the holes that the cocktail sticks went into the wheel hubs, but we can simply pierce the masking tape. We're just making sure that the wheels, the tyres are now covered. Before moving on. So you join me back at the workbench with the Airfix Mig-17. As you've just seen previously in the video, we've worked on the main gear, we've painted the tyres and the wheel hubs up. And now it's time to get those attached to the model. So I've already done one side, it's quite straightforward. There's nothing to catch anybody out. So I've removed the parts for the other side, and we're just cleaning the sprue attachment points up, and then we'll get these in place on the model. So we're going to use a combination of super glue and extra thin, and this just helps get alignment correct and a bit of strength where needed. So we're just adding the inner gear door, so this sits forward, and it just needs a little bit of a lean on it to clear the fuselage. And that goes in. Nice level of detail there, and that wash now as it's dry has brought out the rivets and the recessed details there on the other side. And the next part to go in is the smaller undercarriage door on the outer side. So this is going to go in with a bit of glue, liquid glue instead of super glue, so that that's firmly attached, matches the other side. This is where this diagram comes in handy, because it shows the alignment of everything. So that, well, it looks weird and it doesn't quite look right to the eye. In fact, it is, as you can see there. Just had me wondering there for a few moments whether I'd put it in backwards. Press home, and again we'll be using super glue to locate this. So there's no location tab as such for the undercarriage, it just sits in a recess in the wing. And the way the part is angled means that it will sit flush in the wheel well and in the right location. I'm just pushing that home, making sure everything's straight and in alignment, and then we need to drop the retraction strut and the support jack in place. Liquid Tamara extra thin just on the mounting points there. The wheels still need to go on, and the reason we've not put them on at the moment is we want to check their alignment as they go on the axles. To make sure the camber and everything matches, and make sure everything's aligned. So whilst we wait for the glue to dry on there, we shall now tackle the nose gear bay. And I've added the nose gear to the Mig. This is quite a straightforward one-piece assembly like we discussed in previous parts of the video. It was masked. The forks of the front gear leg, and it was painted in match the airframe. Mask removed, nice perfect really round hubs. So we're just at the point now where we need to add the wheels to the model. Now they are weighted, so they will only fit one way. So you'll remember in one of the earlier parts of the video that the clear parts and the belly of the fuselage had not been secured properly by myself, and as a result these had popped in. So we're going to reglaze these with microcrystal clear, decanted into a little dish, and it is just literally a case of building up 2 dots of the liquid and letting them just hang in place, and they will dry perfectly clear. So as you can see from the rest of the model, we've got the undercarriage on now and the drop tanks. So there's only really the air brakes to put on and paint the cannon barrels and get those decals on. Still causing me concern are the wing mounted pitot tubes and the way Airfix have moulded those, and the little knocks in the leading edges. I hope they fit quite well, otherwise I'm going to have to do some filling and sanding work in that area, and perhaps look at replacing the pitot tubes with some Albion Alloys brass tubing. There's the aerial behind the cockpit, which we won't put on until last, as that's just asking to get broken during the handling process and the application of the decals. So we'll leave this to dry. We've done quite a bit to the airframe since the last part of the video. We've concentrated on getting all the smaller detail parts on, such as the undercarriage, the drop tanks, speed brakes, and the cannon barrels. Sorry. So the wheels have had a wash applied, and the undercarriage bays have had a wash applied that just needs removing. So we're just going to work a cotton bud in there, dipped in enamel thinners, and that'll just leave the wash over the raised detail, like so. The crystal clear that we used for the replacement windows is drying really well. It's still got a little bit of white showing, it's still got a bit of drying to do. As you'll remember in the earlier video, I hadn't glued those parts in as strongly as I perhaps should, and they popped inside of the fuselage and we have a rattle. Not to worry though, the crystal clear's done the job. The air brakes have gone on, drop tanks are in, and we've added a small amount of etch behind the cockpit, and we've added the gun sight. So that just needs matting down around that cockpit area, and the kit is ready for decals.